Hi guys, it's Giovanna here, Sassy Perspectives. How are you guys doing? So guess what? Oh my gosh, it's March. You know, I always start off our videos with, our check of everything that we're supposed to be doing as Sassy Perspectives, as vision makers, as vision builders, as the go-getters. You know, we have to have our vision and we have to write it and make it plain. We're supposed to be putting legs to our visions and making things happen. I hope you are checking things off your to-do list. I hope you're getting things done to build on the vision that God has given you. I know that I am, and I'm super excited about the things that are to come. So I hope that you're on the same path as me. If not, inbox me. I can encourage you. You can encourage me. I can give you some pointers. You can give me some pointers. And we can move forward, right? Because before you know it, oh my gosh, like, it's practically April. That's crazy that we're almost already 4 months into the year. But, so I'm just having this, I posted this video today because I'm just coming to you today to pretty much say happy anniversary to me. Today is the day that I had my brain surgery, and it's been 15 years. So I know some people say, oh my God, it's been 15 years, like, get over it. Like, it's just something that I like to celebrate every year because it just kind of humbles me even more, makes me feel like I'm blessed even more. And it just, I feel like that, my testimonies of what I've come through can help someone else. So I'm just going to give you a brief summary on how things went. So I was driving. I was going out of town to see a friend. I was out of town, gassed up my little Hyundai Accent, child. Went down the road, and coming back home, I was driving at night. And my vision went out, like dark, just dark. And I had to pull over for a minute, and I'm blinking. This is before I had glasses or anything. Blinking. Nothing happens, right? So I'm blinking, and it's just like, okay, all right, it's back, it's there, it's good. So I'm driving up 95, and I'm like, yo, do I need glasses? That was kind of weird. So I got closer to home, and I had to drive with like one eye closed, like squinting like this. That was the only way I was able to like drive and focus and get home, right? I didn't think anything of it. I was like, yo, I probably need some reading glasses, or maybe I'm tired. Next day comes, I go to my chemistry class because I was still in college at the time. I go to my chemistry class, and I'm working on an assignment, and again, my vision blacks out. Like, I see nothing. So I panicked. I didn't want to scream in class, but I asked the professor, I was like, I can't see. And so he's like, what? You mean you can't see? You see what I'm doing? Like, he evidently was like putting his hands up in front of me, and I'm like, I don't see that. He was like, but your eyes are open. So it scared me. So then it popped back again. I'm like, bruh, what is this? So I'm like, I'm gonna go to the ER and I'm have them examine me. Me not even thinking anything major. I was like, I'm about to go to the ER. Let me run down to the local Wendy's, get me a chicken nugget meal, because I know I'm going to wait for a while. I tell my mother, Mom, I'm going to the ER, okay? Going to the ER, and I'm going to call you. Go to the ER, come in the ER with my french fries and my Frosty. I check in. They check me in. They're like, what's your symptoms? I told them my symptoms. They're like, we're going to order a MRI. I'm like, okay. So I get in the MRI, and I'm still not worried. It's like, dum, 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 dum. I get out the MRI and they get the results back. And now, mind you, I still don't have any symptoms like my vision. It was only my vision that was coming and going, nothing else. Um, I didn't have any symptoms, and I was waiting for the results to come back. The nurse was like, "You need to see a neurologist tomorrow. Call any neurologist and show them this form, and they will have to take you. They will have to see you. You need to have brain surgery immediately." I was like, brain, brain surgery, bruh? All right. So, of course, now I'm like, oh my God. So I call my mom. We call our pastor. We're praying. And it's like, it just hit me. Everything hit me at once. We find the neurologist. Thank God he was a great man. I get admitted to the hospital, and they diagnosed me something with CHIARI. And I had a combination of CHIARI and diplopia. CHIARI is a disease where your brain is too big for your skull. So if this is my brain and this is my spinal cord passage, if this is my skull and this is my spinal cord passage, my brain was oozing into my spinal cord passage, which was weighing on my optic nerves, because your optic nerves are back here. So that's what was causing my vision to go in and out. So, but the thing that was weird was CHIARI is usually found in Asians. And it's because of the way that Asians brains are, their heads are structured. They're flat in the back. So you know how we always say, "Oh, you got that nugget in the back of your head." It's actually good to have, because it holds your brain and it makes sure that your brain lays evenly. If you don't have that little nugget in the back, your brain is smushed in, right? So that's what I had. My skull is built like the history of an Asian's. And they couldn't, I'm in the hospital, and they're trying to figure out, how does this black girl have CHIARI? We've never seen any case like this before. We've never seen a case where this black girl has CHIARI. She's had CHIARI from birth, but she didn't show signs into her 20s. That was also a mystery too. So then we're setting up all of the tests that need to be done prior to brain surgery to make sure that it's okay for them to go in. And they ordered for me to have a spinal tap. A spinal tap is probably one of the worst feelings I probably had, and I'm gonna say that because I've had 3 cesareans, but at least with cesareans you've had medicine. There's no medicine to prep you for the type of spinal tap I had. Just picture laying on a cold table, and you have to be very still, and there's sticky needles all throughout your spine to withdraw liquid. I'm not sure what happened, but you're supposed to take a certain amount of cc's out per your weight. Somehow, something got in unbalance because he took too many cc's out for my spinal tap, and it sent me into this downward spiral. I couldn't keep anything down. The sense of light was like someone was sticking darts in my eyes. I kept throwing up. Of course, I had these massive migraine headaches. I was just miserable, like I couldn't do anything. And so finally my neurosurgeon was like, well, we're going to have to push this up because your symptoms have gotten worse. So I was in the hospital, and they were regulating me with medication, but I was in there 3 weeks prior to them doing the surgery for CHIARI. The diplopia part is the double vision. So that was another thing that I was experiencing. When I did have my vision, I used to see things up and like two things, so it would be two of me on top of each other. So that's the diplopia part. So I used to say I have CHIARI and diplopia. So after their research, they went in. I think that's, I can't remember, but the surgery, I think it took like 16 hours. It was pretty long. I had to lay face down and they cut me in the back of my head. I still have the incision. Cut me in the back of my head, and what they did was put a piece of plastic in the back of my head to widen the capacity of my skull so that my brain would lay evenly in my skull and not form in my spinal cord passage. It was so weird to see because when you looked at the x-rays, you could literally see my brain in my spinal cord passage, like all the way down here. Picture your brain down here on your back. That's what it looked like. It was so weird. So these plastic retaining pieces they put in the back of my head stops my brain from oozing into my spinal cord passage. So with that came months of therapy. I had to learn everything again. I had to learn how to walk. I had to learn how to talk. I had to learn all of my motor skills. I remember being in therapy and not being able to walk a straight line, but look to the left. I would fall. Or walk a straight line and hold my arm up and walk. Like, those things were major hurdles for me to overcome. And I had to relearn everything again. But as you can see, the brain surgery was successful. Some people don't even realize that I've had brain surgery. The only thing that I still suffer from, well, not suffer, but I have to wear glasses now. That's pretty much it. I don't have any symptoms. I may have a headache every now and then, but it's nothing that can't be cured with your over-the-counter drug. So it's nothing big, but it was amazing. I was pretty much one of the first, at that time, one of the first African-American women to have CHIARI. So my neurosurgeon took my story around and shared it within his association to say, listen, we can't narrow this disease just to Asians. They affect other ethnicities as well. So I always celebrate this time of the year because I just remember, I think I was in a hospital for like total with the time before the surgery, and then rehab. I think I was in for about 2.5 months or so. So, you know, it was just not a great experience, but it was like a total experience. Like, it was so scary. Like, one minute I'm living my best life. I'm in college and I'm road tripping to see my friends and I'm working and having a good time, to everything coming to a complete halt, to not even being able to see or talk. Like, that happened within like a 3-week span. One minute I'm working and in school, and the next week I'm having spinal taps and I can't see straight. So it was, I think that was the kind of mystery of it, how it just affected me so quick. And I never showed signs before. A lot of people who suffer from CHIARI show signs all throughout their lives, not just waiting until they're 20 years old, in their 20s to show signs. So that was like a big thing for neurologists as well. I remember because I went to a university hospital in my area, so all of the residents, I was this enigma to them. I remember it would be nothing for me to be asleep at 4 in the morning and me wake up and there are like 16 residents or students around me, and the head doctor or what have you, or the professor, they used to make trips to my room to say, listen, this is her symptoms and this is what this is, and you know, so I'm not saying that I changed history, but I am saying that my case forced them to think have a broader perspective, or for the disease, because it's just not found in Asians. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little Asian in my family, child. I wouldn't be surprised, my eyes, can go for a little Asian, and I love me. I have beautiful friends that are Asian. So, I mean, if I'm related, I'm related. But it's got to be down the line somewhere, which will be even more amazing, right? If I did my lineage and I felt like that I had Asian in my lineage, oh my God. But yeah, so I always like to share my testimony around this time. It's amazing what God has brought me through. I had so many people in my corner, so many people praying for me. Shout out to my mom, shout out to my friends who visited me every day. My mom never left my side. She was amazing. For the family that supported me, for the friends that were there for me. Thank you. I always thank them around this time. Thank them just all the time, just for being in my corner and being supportive. But I always like to share my testimony. It's been 15 years. Oh my God, it's crazy. From that, that's when God laid it on my heart to become an author. And I wrote my testimony from this disease sparked the book that I published, The New You, Overcoming the Enemy in Every Area of Your Life. So that was my very first book that I published, and it just kind of sparked the Giovanna movement, of being a writer, of expressing, of just, that testimony was kind of the birthing of a deeper relationship with God, and just kind of like sparking who I am and me coming into myself. It was kind of my big girl moment. It was like, okay, Jay, yeah, you're a college student, and the only worries you have is if mom paid your cell phone bill, and if you can get a few pair of jeans to, bruh, you need to learn how to walk and talk again. And I'm here to support you, but you need to know God for yourself. So I think that was my pivotal moment of growing up, of saying, listen, okay, where's your faith? And seeing what God can do in your life. And he showed off, no symptoms. God is faithful. And I have to wear glasses, but child, you see they stylish, child, all right? Because if we're going to do it, we're going to do it well, okay? All right? If we're going to do it, we're going to do it well. So, yes, this is my happy 15th anniversary to me. And CHIARI diplopia, it didn't win. And the weapon formed, but it didn't prosper, and I'm just happy about it. Love you, sassies. I hope you're inspired by my testimony. I hope that you listening to what I've been through will serve as confirmation that God can be there for you. He will be your healer. He will be there with you through whatever you're going through. I know sometimes we worry because we don't know, we're kind of in this thing blinded, not knowing the outcome, but it's just your best time to just trust God and let him see you through. And that's just what he did for me 15 years ago. And that's just what he's been doing ever since. He was faithful then, and he is faithful now. So I hope that my testimony encourages you to keep going, to have faith, and don't become weary, because God's got you. Love you guys, sassies.